What's going on, everyone? Like Sports, back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the two newest signings for the Toronto Maple Leafs, two defensemen and two players that can come in here and help the Toronto Maple Leafs really grow as a team. I like these two moves. I like both these players. I think they can both have an impact on the Toronto Maple Leafs defensively, and we're going to talk a little bit about what this means for the team moving forward with some of the other players on the roster. But the first player, well, both players, it's Victor Mete and Jordie Benn. But we'll start off by talking about Victor Mete. Both players signed a one-year, $750,000 deal, so that's a good thing. League minimum for a couple of players that have some high upside and are going to really help on the back end. Let's start off with Victor Mete from Woodbridge, Ontario, 24 years of age. He just turned 24 a month ago, so he's still very young. He's got a lot of good years ahead of him, and this could be a move that is really beneficial for the Leafs, and it could be a move, and he could be a guy that's here for longer than just this contract. So, I think it makes a lot of sense for the Leafs. I think Mete is a pretty smart player. I think he's a little bit small, so he's not going to bring that physical aspect that the Leafs obviously are looking for. But at the same time, he's a guy who could come in here and be really a smart player defensively. He is going to be a restricted free agent at the end of the season. So in 2023, the offseason of 2023, he will be restricted. So the Leafs, like they do with Samsonov, they have the rights to his contract moving forward after that. Mete's a good player, like I said, defensive defenseman. Not going to put up a ton of points, but he'll get on the score sheet every now and then. In his NHL career so far, he's played 236 games and he's put up 43 points. He spent his time with Montreal and Ottawa. He spent 3.5 seasons with Montreal and a season and a half in Ottawa. He played with Shea Weber, so he's got some experience from him there. Like I said, he's not physical. He's just 5'9", 185, so he's pretty small. But, he's a pretty quick guy. He's played in some playoff games in his career, 10 of them. So he's for a 24-year-old, he's been around for a bit, quarter to 1,000 games almost. So I think it's a good signing for the Leafs. Makes a lot of sense for them, and I think he's a guy who could come in here and be a really, really impactful player moving forward for them in the top six or even as the seventh guy. I really like the signing of Victor Mete. The next player that the Maple Leafs signed is Jordie Benn, of course, brother of Jamie Benn. He's 34 years of age. He's going to be 35 at the end of this month. Same deal, 1 year, $750,000. Can't ask for much more. This guy, though, he is a lot more physical. He's going to bring the physical aspect to the game. He's a 6'2", 200-pound defenseman, left shot defenseman. He's been around the league a while. In his career, he's played in 11 seasons, 595 games. He's put up 135 points. Like I said, he's not going to put up a lot of stats and numbers. He's just here for defensive play. He spent time with Dallas, Montreal, Vancouver, Winnipeg, and Minnesota in his career. I would say his best days are with Dallas and Montreal. But I think he's still a smart player. These veteran defensemen, they don't lose their hockey smarts and their sense of play. He's a Canadian guy from Victoria, British Columbia. So he's staying in the country. I think this is a signing that, I think both the player and the team is going to be happy about. It's a cheap 1-year deal, no risk at all. High reward for him to be a good defenseman like Mete and step into the lineup and be pretty impactful here for the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Leafs now have a few pretty good defensemen that you got to be confident with stepping into the lineup here. And it's more than just 7 guys. But that brings me into my next topic. That is Rasmus Sandin. What's the situation there? Now, this is an interesting thing for the Leafs because without Rasmus Sandin, They have 8 defensemen. That's Jordie, Benn, Victor Mete, Mark Giordano, Timothy Liljegren, Justin Hall, TJ Brodie, Jake Muzzin, and Morgan Riley. Now, I think Rasmus Sandin could be on his way out. He's the 9th guy right now, and he's going to be, right now he's a restricted free agent, so we don't know what the situation is there with him. We don't know if he, it seems like he's playing hardball pretty good here, with the Leafs, so that's not a good thing. And he could be a guy that's in a trade. Maybe they get a top 6 guy, maybe they get a top 4 defenseman. Who knows? We'll see what happens there. But they also have Justin Hall that could free up an extra $2 million. So I think at this point, I would predict Justin Hall and Rasmus Sandin to not be on the Toronto Maple Leafs next season. And I think that they go out there with 7 defensemen that are currently on the roster. With the defensemen that the Toronto Maple Leafs currently have on the roster, you've got to be a little bit confident in what they have here. Now, I don't know what exactly they're going to do, but it seems like Sandin and Hall may not be on the roster, like I said, come opening night. So don't expect anything crazy, but at the same time, don't be surprised if they make a pretty big move, trade Sandin, Hall, and possibly a guy like a Nick Robertson or one of their, or Kerfoot or one of their key prospects, and they get a guy like a Jacob Chikrin or a JT Miller. Don't be surprised at all if something like that happens, or if like I said, just if the Leafs make a big splash in terms of guys in the trade market, that would not surprise me. But the Leafs have 8, and if you add in Sandin, 9 capable defensemen to step in there and play for us. So you've got to be happy with what Dubas has done in terms of the depth of that blue line. It's going to be exciting to see what ends up happening from now through the rest of the offseason. It does not seem like Dubas is done. I don't think he's anywhere near done, and I think he's still got lots up his sleeve. We'll see what ultimately ends up happening there. But that's all I got in this video. You guys let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts on these 2 moves for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Do you like the pickups of Jordie Benn and Victor Mete? I certainly do. You guys let me know what you think down below in the comment sections. Leave all that good stuff down there below. And as always, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll see you guys all in the next video. And as always, go Leafs go.